Hey, what's up you guys, it's Beezo and welcome back to another speed building video. Today we are going to be building this cozy little coastal cottage. I don't know, I got home from work today, I was kind of bored, and I was like, you know what, let's just go on Pinterest, let's see if anything speaks to us, and this is what I found. And it definitely was giving Brindleton Beach, and as I kind of looked at the lots, like this lot was perfect for it with the ocean in the background, like it's right connected to the seaside, which just made sense with like the elevated. I don't really know what style you call this, but it's elevated. Normally, there's like a little carport underneath this house, but we don't have cars in The Sims, so I just turned it into like a little under the house patio type of moment later on. I was like, I'll figure out something to do with it. Right now, I'm just kind of laying out the shell of the build and really trying to figure out where do I want the windows, all of this stuff. I did end up doing a limited pack build, which is very weird for me. Usually I'm like, nope, give me all the options, give me all the things, like I have all the packs for a reason. But for this, we just used base game and cats and dogs, and it actually turned out really, really cute. These items go very well with each other, which I think kind of makes sense because cats and dogs is one of the first like expansion packs, so I guess, you know, I don't know, it complements the base game well. But I was really excited too because I got to use a lot of the new like base game counters, the new doors. So I really like kind of what happened. I did follow a layout kind of that I found online that went with the photo that I found on Pinterest, but obviously the way that floor plans work in real life are not always the way that they work in The Sims, so we kind of had to maneuver some stuff and figure things out. But I really like how this turned out. As I was building it, I started trying to think of like, okay, who lives here? And it kind of became this like, do people live here, or is this like a vacation house? Is this somewhere that they go? Maybe they live somewhere where it's like cold out and then they come here when it's warm. I don't know. I loved putting that fence in, by the way. I just have to mention that because I am seeing it right now. When I put that fence in, I was like, this build is going to be beautiful. I could do no wrong. Just the way that that fence lines up with that first little landing of the staircase, chef's kiss. This is the best build that I maybe have ever built at this point, is kind of how I was feeling when I saw that. But I just added some greenery in, nothing too cute or fancy. Wanted to keep it kind of coastal. Added some sand here, like maybe you tracked it in as you came up from the beach. And then I was trying to figure out what kind of tree to put here because that was such an odd gap space to fill. But I really, really like how it all turned out. I think I just kind of settled on like, you could have your Sims live here, they could also vacation here. And then because I was using cats and dogs, I was like, well, I gotta make it pet friendly. So we did end up putting a dog. Also, look at these tile floors. This is from that Blast to the Past, Back to the Future, whatever that event is, the nostalgia event. So those are floors that I think are from The Sims 2, and I'm really glad that they added them into The Sims 4 because they're kind of fun. I kind of like them. I like them a lot, actually. Okay, so here's where I get to start playing with some of the kitchen stuff, I think. Yes, okay. I love these counters. The fact that we have these counters, thank you. Like, this is everything I needed and more, because they're finally modernized and they're simple enough that they kind of go with everything, and I love the marbled look. I think I end up switching the color of these later because when I first started furnishing the house, it was like this colorful thing, and then I got to the living room, and there's a specific couch. You'll see. But there's a couch that I was like, oh, it's giving coastal in this one swatch, like what I was envisioning when I was doing the outside, and so then that kind of tailored everything. But as you can see, I start getting these like bright blue tealy curtains, and then I used the striped ones, and I was gonna do a teal fireplace with this rug, but it just wasn't. It was getting too like fun and silly for me. But that couch specifically, it was giving very coastal, the blue and the white stripes that are like kind of pastel-y. So I think if I remember correctly, those are what I end up going with. But trying to furnish this house was fun because some of it I was like, is this giving coastal grandma or is this giving Modern Family? I can't not the TV show, but just like a modern everyday family. And I wanted it to just give like basic. I think I was getting a little nervous about putting too much personality into it. It's been a while since I've done like family residential. I've done a lot of community lots recently or like fantasy-esque type builds, but it was kind of fun to just kind of say, you know what, I'm just going to build this for fun. I'm just going to go find inspiration on Pinterest, build this for fun, and just kind of like not think too hard about it. And also, doing the pack restrictions really made me like, explore cats and dogs a little bit more to kind of see what was there, and the base game as well, which I kind of liked, because I think some of these packs that we've kind of gotten away from, I don't go back to. Like that dining room table, that's a beautiful dining room table, and I just don't use it that often because I just have kind of grown away from the pack. So it was kind of fun to do this, and I'm curious if I'll do more like limited pack builds in the future, just to kind of remind myself what some of these items are. You'll notice that I keep cycling through cats and dogs items like this bookcase, and I'm just trying to like, where can I fit it in, where can I use it? I keep trying to figure out like what is the best way to utilize all these items in this build, and I start doing a little bit of clutter. I want to at some point really find what items fit on the cornered island parts of those cabinets, because I think this is going to be really fun to clutter, but I have not cluttered those yet. The bedrooms, I have never used that bed. I don't think in any swatch have I ever used that bed in a build, and I don't know why I went with this swatch. It's not my favorite swatch out of all of them, but I was like, oh, it's different. It's not blue, and I did so much like blue and yellow everywhere else that I'm really glad that I kind of went with this peachy pink. At this point, I was like, maybe this is like an older sister, or maybe this is a guest room. I was kind of going between the two. I think I settled on older sister, who she's a little bit more mature. She plays the guitar. She's into music. I put in this big giant mirror on the wall, which I'm realizing she has two mirrors, but like, why not right here? So I used this like jazz painting, and I kind of sized it down and then figured out where it was going to fit, and then put the mirrors in there just to give like a big, like stylish fancy mirror, and then just like put some cluttered items around it, because I thought it was cute, and I think that it helps just kind of fill the space, especially in a limited pack build where you don't have a lot of clutter items. Little tricks like that were helping a lot. I quickly did this bathroom, didn't think too much of it. I was like, blue and yellow, sure, why not? That can be a bathroom. And then it moved up to the upstairs. I think I was shocked at how fast I was like moving through this build, because I feel like usually builds take me forever, but I was just kind of like, okay, I've got limited items. This is kind of the vibe. This room came together so fast. This is what I would assume would be like the parents' room, and just kind of use some base game stuff and like this like earthy type of color scheme we had going on. So I was a big fan of that for this room. But again, like I was like, I don't really know what personality wise I want to bring in there, but this was fun. This is the kids' room. I imagine them having like twins, like twin boys who are really into dogs, and so like that's why they have a dog. But I was surprised to see how many like kids items we got in cats and dogs, which I guess makes sense because we didn't have a ton at that time. But really love how bright and vibrant this room is. I do go and add later. Can I speak? No. The answer is no, never. I do go add windows into that room later. And then I was going to make this another bedroom because I think that's what it was on the floor plan. But then I decided, no, we're going to turn this into an office. And I think in retrospect, I may have turned the sister's room in, like, and made this a bedroom and then made that downstairs room an office. But I do like how this little office turned out. It's kind of cozy, quaint. It's got the 3 windows there to kind of just like bring in some natural light. But like I said, I was really happy with how this build turned out. I'm not as comfortable doing these like residential home builds and like making sure that it has personality and it still looks cute and all of these things. So I want to keep challenging myself. But the pack restriction definitely helped kind of push my creativity to the limits in some of these rooms where I was like, I normally never use these swatches. I think that they're like, it's not even that they're ugly. It's just I'm like, I like other swatches that I have in other packs more, so I just resort to those. But I really like how these all came together. This is where we get into that port space. I put a grill, some gardening things, a bike. I think I put the trash can down there. Oh, I put some dog things here. I think I put a treadmill down there because where else are you gonna put a treadmill in this house other than outside? And I think I put the woodworking bench. And then I get to a spot somewhere where like I just start finding items and going back to other rooms. Like I put the easel, the aquarium, I think I put the guitar in, just some more activities for them to do. But I'm getting close to the point where I just kind of go around, do some final touches, add some more flowers, things like that, kind of comb through the build and see if there's anything else I want to add before finishing. But I really think that this turned out cool. I mean, look at her. Guys, build for fun. Just go find a picture, find some fun inspiration, and just like build. Don't think too seriously about it because you might surprise yourself. I surprised myself. This is so cool, and this is not my typical build style at all. This build is available for download on the gallery under my gallery ID, BeezoPlays. Let me know down in the comments what other builds you want to see me do. I had so much fun with this one, and it's so cute. I'm definitely keeping it in my save. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and tune in for the next one. Until next time, go do something with your life. Bye!